That just happened.
Made me jump. I almost missed the cue. What are we on, episode 5?
This is episode 5.
Nice.
And I'm still the only one that dances.
I danced on the last one.
Yeah, I saw.
There's 40 reasons why we shouldn't dance on the last one. Thank you.
And I did not listen.
Well, I actually got to listen to it on iTunes.
Yes.
Which was cool.
Yes, we are on Apple Podcasts now.
Yeah. Just search for 3 Men with Beards.
I think that means we've officially made it. I don't know what made it is. I don't feel different.
Well, we made it onto iTunes. So, I've got a beef. I've got a societal beef. I'm going to start out with this one. It's been driving me nuts. I wasn't going to say nothing before we started the show. And now we're back. I have a societal beef.
Bring the
drivers.
Oh, everybody's back on the road.
All right, with the exception of big trucks, because they're bringing us our goods. Toilet paper, hand sanitizer, food, and the like. Y'all do what you want. If you can't drive 5 to 10 over on the interstate for whatever reason, if your vehicle just won't do it, if you're too scared, or if you're just too into your mobile device, don't drive on the interstate. I got caught in a group. Oh, I popped a pee. A group. I'll compress it. Don't worry. On I-70 today, 45 mile an hour.
That's not good.
Are you sure it wasn't a funeral?
No, it was not. I don't think funerals go down interstates. Maybe they do that?
I've seen them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't that. I guarantee it wasn't that. There was no hearse.
Maybe the hearse was going over 45.
Probably. It was like, hurry up, Grandma. We got to get there.
See, my beef.
Maybe Grandma was in the hearse.
My beef is the 10 under guy in the fast lane. That's a quick way to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not good.
No, there's a lot of that. I mean, I couldn't even do the speed limit today, but I'm telling you, since the non-essentials came back, which I think that's insulting. Everybody's essential.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm serious. That's ridiculous. Anybody being like, if you're non-essential, you need to stay home. Everybody's essential. Every human being is worth something.
There you go.
I gotta throw that out there.
I mean, that'll preach right there.
I'm just saying. But yeah, there are many state highways. There are many back road.
Back roads.
If you are old, or if you cannot do 70 and a 70 at the bare minimum, I cannot believe the signs. Speed limit 70, minimum 40. Have you ever seen two objects going in the same direction, one going 40 and one going 70 collide?
It's not good.
It's probably not very good.
Not good. Now,
let me Google that real quick.
I do the tendency of, when I pass this person, to look over and smile really big, almost to the point where it's creepy.
Yeah.
Just to freak them out.
I downshift. I have no muffler on my truck at all. It's just open pipes. So I just downshift and just right around them. So I think they get the point. But I think they're more mad at me than I am at them. So I thought this could be a good segment coming up. We don't have to do it every time, maybe every few podcasts or whatever. Societal beef. So
is it all going to be about
Bruce,
the drivers?
we need a graphic. I'll come up with some music.
Societal
If
beef.
you guys are down, I think it's pretty cool. Societal beef. We can even talk about beef news, because I don't know if you guys like cows, but I love them. So it doesn't just have to be like we're mad at society. We could work in some positive stuff too.
I like how we just jumped right into this and didn't even ask how our week was. Steve's like, I have an issue.
I have an itch. I had to get it off my chest. It's been driving me nuts.
You're essential, but still stay off the road.
You're not essential enough to be on the I-70.
So there's degrees of essentialness.
I don't know. I'm just saying, whether you're essential or non-essential, if you can't drive, figure out a Zoom meeting to deal with your day.
And here's your sign. Sorry, Billy.
All right, I feel better. So
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
all right, so how was you guys' week?
I'm actually doing pretty good. It's not bad at all. Second week of kids, and I think I'm finally getting to the point where like my sleep schedule's fully back to where it needs to be.
Nice.
I'm exhausted. I mean, it's currently 7:30, and I could go to bed right now.
Oh, this is my bedtime.
Yeah, we talked about that. But I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm doing well too. Today, my youngest daughter Macy, she was drawing on everything, and she wanted to draw on my foot. I said, okay, you can give Daddy a tattoo on his foot. I decided that if I ever get a tattoo, a real one, it's not going to be on the foot, because that ballpoint pen hurt. I'm like, either I'm a bigger wimp than I thought.
Oh, man.
I don't know. You have a tattoo on the top of your foot?
No.
I imagine it's painful.
I imagine it would be. I think I had discussed this with my artist at one point, and he had said that, like, I know we're just talking about a ballpoint pen, but in all seriousness, if you get a tattoo on your foot, don't plan on ever wearing shoes again. 'Cause over time, it'll end up looking like somebody poured paint on your foot. Mm-hmm. Just from the friction of the shoes and
socks and stuff.
Yeah.
I see that.
So, just FYI, if you ever plan on getting a foot tattoo,
I don't. It's not in my future.
They don't warranty those.
We didn't even mention the fact that I shaved. I trimmed my beard up.
Oh, that was on the list.
Yeah, we're
with
major
major trim.
beards, but the beards is gradually getting less and less.
I mean, I messed up with the mustache, but it got hot, and it got hot fast.
It did get hot fast, and then all of a sudden, like the last 2 days, it cooled off.
I trimmed my beard off, and God's like, haha, watch this. And that's usually how it works. I think a couple years ago I did that, because I used to grow it out during the summer or during the winter. Mm-hmm. A couple years ago, I got hot, shaved my beard, and it snowed.
Had to buy one of those face covers.
Yes.
You know, the hat and the face.
All you need is a nose cover.
Yeah, that's all you really need. Just get a little right there on your nose.
Because all the heat comes out of the nose, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The more you know. Cha-ching!
Well, they would know that if they watch our previous podcast.
Yeah. So, you know, they're not a sponsor, but I will throw out there that Keeps.com has helped me greatly. My hair is growing back. It's filling in. I had holes in spots.
Old man holes.
Old man holes. Yeah. And I got on the Keeps, and it's back. And my hair, I'm done with haircuts, just so you guys know.
It's coming back.
I'm never cutting my hair ever again on my head until the Keep stops working because I'm too old for it to work, and then new holes form.
You ever gonna go bald? Just, hey, you know what?
If I go bald, I'm just
shave it up.
Just shaving it. But I was almost bald. I had, like, right on the front of my hairline, a little thing where it was super thin, and right on the crown. And I got on the Keeps, and dude, 3 months, started filling back in. I've been on it for 5 months now, and can't really tell that it was ever thin.
Nice.
So there is hopes.
Keeps, more you know.
They should call it hopes.
What is with you and the more you know?
Hey.
I'm pretty sure that's trademarked.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
The phrase, the more you know?
Yes, and the ching.
Am I gonna mess everything up like I did last time? Are we gonna have to bleep everything? Our producer is now Googling the more you know.
Well, we didn't use the official music, so
that's true.
But then again, if we start singing a song,
it's a parody.
If we start singing a song and it sounds fantastic and almost close to it, they will shut us down.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is no joke.
If I'm singing the song, it's not going to sound fantastic.
Well, me neither, but we might have guest stars.
Maybe. We are going to have to talk about getting guests in here.
Yes,
We're gonna
it's
talk
going to be.
about-
It's going to be hard. I mean, we have our fourth man, Bruce, behind the camera, but we can't let him in front of the camera because he does not have a beard.
See,
Well,
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy
Well, it is 3
a
minutes.
wig for the face, and so all our guests are gonna have to wear face beards.
The same beard. That's not COVID friendly.
No, they could choose.
Okay.
We'll have different
You
colors.
can spray that air sanitizer on them.
Yeah.
There you go.
But no, I mean, we are just 3 men with beards. Fourth guy can be whatever he chooses.
It could be a great beard.
But I mean, with Bruce, what we could do, I could just bring another microphone, and he could still stand behind the camera, and nobody has to see him. It's up to him.
But he's the prettiest one out of us all.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I don't know what that meant.
So I know we'll talk about it a little bit later when he does his spiel, but Jacob had over 300 views on the Church in the Dark last night.
I saw that on Facebook. That's pretty good. Pretty fantastic.
It was a good episode.
You are mentioning three with beards? Three
Yes,
men with
towards
beards on there.
towards the end,
Fantastic.
I plug everything, and things like that.
Fantastic.
But,
Yeah, I was doing side work last night, so I missed it.
well,
Completely
it
legal
was-
side work.
It was Tuesday. Today is Thursday. Today is
Oh.
Thursday, right?
It
What was
is.
I doing Tuesday? Bidding a side job, I think.
Hey,
Yeah.
some of us have excuses.
Hey, we need a
Some of them work.
we got a pool. We need a plug to
Yeah.
plug in the filter. So, and some people, they just want like extreme specifics on stuff. Like, well, how much per linear foot is the pipe?
$100.
And how much do you charge per linear foot to dig the trench?
$700.
And I'm like, well, that'd be a lot though. It's like a 15, 20 foot run.
Ugh.
Be a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, long story short, she's going to have her kids dig the trench because she doesn't want to pay me to do it. But yeah, should work out pretty good. But anyway, so do you guys have any beefs?
I don't
that you
have
wanna
any
bring
beefs this week. No beefs this week.
That's good.
You don't have any beefs, you always have a beef, Jacob.
Not this week. I'm doing pretty good.
No beefs?
Nope.
All right. All right. Well,
I
that's
think
good.
you're
Well, if you want to hear a funny story about one of my coworkers,
Bring it. Does this happen this week?
it happened today.
Oh, let's hear it.
Today. I hope he watches this. This will be hilarious. They ordered some Sonic and had it dropped off, and he had to get up from his area where he was eating and go and escort a kid to the restroom. And while he was gone, someone else of our staff decided to take a peanut butter cracker and put it in his hamburger. He ate the whole thing.
No clue?
He goes, man, this tastes funny. He goes, this tastes funny. And he goes, and the sad thing is, this is his first Sonic burger. The first one he's ever had from Sonic. And he goes, do they put peanut butter in this?
That is fantastic.
And
You guys
so-
don't put peanut butter on your burgers?
I've never had one. I'm not a peanut butter fan, but 'cause
No.
I know it's something that happens.
Yeah.
But he thought the bread on it was stale, and that's where the crunch was coming from. And that for some reason he overheard some people talking about peanut butter, and he just automatically assumed that because he thought peanut butter, he was tasting peanut butter.
Yeah, the cracker in there would be a little weird, but
I mean,
I'm down
who's-
with the peanut butter.
who's never had a Sonic burger?
Yeah, that is weird too.
Yeah.
It's strange.
It doesn't make any sense. Oh. Well, I will say, toast the buns over the fire, a little peanut butter on them.
That's what my wife calls me, toasted buns.
All right, on that note, we're going to take a short break, and we will see you guys on the flip side.
All right. Well, Three Men with Beards is brought to you in part by Prairie Meadows Church. Prairie Meadows Church in Bonner Springs, Kansas. The address is 426 Emerson, Bonner Springs, Kansas, 66012. We have services every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Prairie Meadows Church. We live stream all of our services. You can check us out at www.prairiemeadowschurch.com. Find out more information about us there. We normally have children's church and nursery going on right now. Since we're in the reopening phase, we haven't started that back up, but it's coming soon. And so that's Prairie Meadows Church.
We have been doing gift bags, like activity bags.
We have activity bags for all the kiddos with snacks and worksheets, so they won't be bored just having to listen to me the whole time.
My kid is obsessed with the snacks in there.
Oh yes, goldfish and gummies.
Yeah.
And those gummies that Kelly bought, they're the best little gummies.
They are good.
But yeah.
He feeds them to me sometimes.
Yeah, like, oh, well, okay.
if you want me to.
If you insist.
I guess.
And also, I just want to give a shout out to BC Quality Image, providing us with these fantastic mugs. Check them out. They have a Facebook page, BC Quality Image, for all your imaging needs. He'll put your ugly mug on anything.
That should be your motto.
That's your motto, right?
Is that your motto?
Put your ugly mug on anything.
I like it. Very good.
You can have that one for free, Bruce.
Well, so what time is church?
Church is at 10:30 every Sunday.
There we go. 10:30. And that's Prairie Meadows Church, the best church in Bonner Springs.
Yes, throwing the gauntlet down. Was it not supposed to do that?
No, you're fine. It actually registered on here. See that little guy right there? That's you clapping.
I'm one of those people. I cannot clap on beat. Have no rhythm.
None?
None.
Can you count to 4?
1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do it consistently though.
Huh.
Like you sometimes miss 3.
That's
In the
interesting.
same rhythm, Jacob.
mean-
One time Kelly was explaining to me how parts work in a song and how they're all seem like slightly different.
Yeah.
I'm like, I always thought the parts were just how high or how low you sing.
No.
I'm like, no, it's how low. I'm like, you just blew my mind. I don't understand it.
It's all sorts of craziness that goes into that.
Yeah,
It's
like
all
you're singing at
creativity.
different speeds and stuff. I'm like, no,
Oh, yeah.
you don't.
Some people do. Sometimes they don't even sing the same words. They'll do like a round.
I know what a round is. Row, row, row your boat.
Row, row, row your boat.
Yeah.
See?
But you keep going, and then
Round
he's,
the drain.
you know,
Uh-oh.
we're all saying the same
Steve, that's
thing.
a $90 mic. Watch yourself.
Actually, this one was way more than that.
I know. I was just repeating what you told me when I hit mine last time.
Oh, man. I'm still mind blown that, you know, the whole peanut butter thing.
Right? That the man didn't realize he was eating peanut
Like,
butter.
how would he not know? Like,
We do stuff to this guy every day like this.
You should have.
Every day.
I'm
And
just saying, like,
like
how do you
next
not...
week when we do this, I'm sure I'm going to have another story about this.
Just,
And
Yeah, we
the
need to
same
know.
guy.
I would have faked anaphylactic shock.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. That would not be good.
I think
whole different crisis.
the first time, I think I was at the, what is it called? The private club thing or whatever at Royal Stadium. What's it called? Do you know?
No. I didn't know there was a private club.
Yeah, there's like a little thing, and they have their own little restaurant in there.
Yeah, that's where I had my prom.
But I can't remember the name of it off the
I don't
top
know
of my
what
head.
it's called. We called it Royal
Sluggers.
Stadium.
Yeah, but like
Sluggers.
right behind home plate, there's like this little
The
private
home
area.
plate club.
No, it's not called that. But I can't.
Kaufman Palace.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway,
I feel like every time I look at the camera, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
no, they actually serve a peanut butter burger in there. So
I've heard of peanut butter burgers before.
yeah. So it's just a regular. It's a bacon cheeseburger.
It's not regular. It's
It's a
well about peanut butter on a burger.
they make
it's regular.
they make it less regular by putting a light coating of peanut butter before they toast.
I assume that
Both
it's
sides
kind
of
of
the
like a roasted type of situation.
Yeah.
Get that kind of taste that,
Yeah.
And
It's just like a savory sweet thing.
but you're also talking to somebody like when I was a kid, when mom would serve us peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I had just a jelly sandwich, no peanut butter. And it was fantastic. You get jelly in different kind of flavors. Peanut butter comes in one flavor.
Not true.
Peanut butter.
Crunchy. Honey nut.
Almond butter.
I didn't know there was. I mean, I knew there was
Sunflower.
smooth and chunky, but I didn't know that there was other flavors of.
Well, when I started working working with kids, that's when I realized how many different flavors of peanut butter there was. Because I serve sun butter, which is peanut butter made out of pretty much strictly sunflower seeds. And that is
Is
good.
that like, because of the peanut allergy thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Wait, you like the sun butter?
the sun butter is decent.
Then you'd like the peanut butter. They taste
No.
very similar.
Because the sun butter tastes like sunflower seeds. I'm okay with that.
You know, the only sun butter I'm going to try is I'm just going to make a peanut butter sandwich and leave it sitting outside for 10 minutes and then eat it.
It's like sun tea.
That's gonna be covered with bugs.
This
man.
is sun tea.
It's just some extra protein, bro. It's
This is crunchy for another reason.
Yeah. Yummy, yummy. So what else we got on the agenda?
We're going to get a little bit serious, I believe. We're going to
Serious.
our serious second segment.
Serious phase.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm unable to be serious, so.
Yeah, no. I didn't know we could be that serious because I was going to start out saying, has our society collectively lost their mind?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Yes. Okay, segment over.
Is this your big societal beef?
I guess
We're gonna-
I was saving it. Well, it is.
Y'all told me earlier you didn't have anything to be
You're going to have to put that
beefing over.
graphic twice, Bruce.
Don't look at Spencer now. Bending over for the show, Spencer.
Wow.
For those at home, we are right next to a house, and
Next segment, I'm going to close those blinds.
yeah, it's because it's bugging me.
Yeah.
Anyway, our society has lost its mind. We all, as a whole, agree that the officer acted inappropriately and should be charged with murder in the George Floyd case.
And he was.
And he was. He
Perfect,
is.
yeah.
We're not arguing that. But then you have these movements to defund the police, canceling cops that's been on the air for 38 years,
Hashtag.
canceling live PD that I was reading about. And they've helped find over 50 missing children on that show. But,
on live PD.
yeah, on live PD and through live PD. And I'm like, well, that's horrible. But then to top it all off, they're calling for, I think his name's Chase, the police dog on Paw Patrol, to be removed because he portrays a good cop.
Canceled.
Well, the one I said they wanted him removed from the show.
Yeah. This
'Cause-
cancel culture.
Because it's a good cop. Well, here's my more you know segment. Most cops are good cops.
Most, yes.
Yeah, most are.
I'm friends with a few.
Mm-hmm.
They're good people.
I'm friends with friends of a few.
This, when I heard about the Paw Patrol thing, it reminded me when we went through that whole healthy eating thing and they took the cookies from Cookie Monster, right? And how they're wanting to take everything, that we grew up as kids and make it less, what's the correct word to say? Less violent or more of a societal norm. We were talking about Cookie Monster Cookie Monster didn't make your kids eat cookies.
Right.
You let your kids eat cookies.
Yeah.
He was not the reason that your kid got fat. Your kid was unhealthy because you let him do that. Or
Let him watch Sesame Street for too many hours.
Yeah, who does that?
That reminded me of a time in college.
Will you watch
I won't say
Sesame
any.
Street?
I won't say any names because we are friends, and I don't know. They might watch this podcast at some time. But I was talking to someone, and they were saying, "Well, God made me this way," and they were a large person too. And I just looked at them and said, "God didn't make you that way. Cheetos made you that way. Cheetos made me this way. You know, the reason I'm big is because those puffy Cheetos are addictive." Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect to be in denial of the things around you. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on. I mean, we are taking the things that are wrong in our culture today and blaming it on other things. When it comes down to the home, and we're not teaching what needs to be taught at the house, and we're not doing what we need to do. Like Looney Tunes, we got that written down. Taking guns away from, Elmer Fudd and what's that?
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, and things like that. I mean, how is Elmer Fudd ever going to catch Bugs Bunny if he doesn't have a rifle?
Right.
And we'll talk about that at work as well. And he's going to become a tracker.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah, I don't know. I think that when it comes to all this stuff, there is just a extreme lack of like common sense, and personal awareness when it comes to it. It's kind of like, I know some people that probably shouldn't have guns, not because they're dangerous or scary or have crazy views or have mental illness or anything like that. They just don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
And they don't have anybody in their life that's ever taught them about them. And there are some people that totally should. And as good as the police are, there's a finite amount of them.
Even less now.
There's even less now in some places.
Yeah.
I saw a story earlier that apparently Antifa has taken over a portion of Seattle, and the cops just kind of let them have it. And they've put up signs and barricades that say, "You are now leaving the United States of America when you enter that area." And they're going to start charging the businesses that occupy buildings in the area that they have taken taxes to the Antifa group, as opposed to just paying it to your local municipality or whatever you do. Mm-hmm. That's insane, completely insane. And I don't know what to do other than to say, you guys in the government need to stop pulling punches and start treating these people like domestic terrorists. That's kind of the best way I can put it.
Well, and I haven't had a chance to read up exactly on what much that's going on with Seattle or anything like that, but the way you describe it, it sounds like somebody has came in and taken territory from the United States and claimed it as their own.
Yep.
And for me, doesn't seem like a good idea.
No. not at all.
And if I was the government, I would be sending a National Guard right in there right now.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. It's not a good idea.
It's not.
No. But, I mean,
I can definitively say I can take a hard stance that is not a good idea.
I mean, it's like it's like us like going up, okay, 3 mental dudes. We're going to claim this neighborhood, and it is now ours. And everybody in this neighborhood is now going to pay us because we want them to.
Mm-hmm. That was going on, like for real.
Yeah. That's not a bad revenue stream. Let me write that down.
Yeah. That was, didn't Rudy Giuliani do something about getting rid of that whole thing? It's organized crime.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know that Rudy Giuliani was basically responsible for taking down the mob?
I've heard about it.
Yeah. But
it seems like that's where we're going, that's where we're headed again.
Yeah. But it's all politically based.
Yeah.
It's not just some crazy people trying to make some money. by intimidating people and offering them protection, which is really just, we won't, kick your butt if you give us money. We'll allow you to continue to operate. That is an element here, I think, but this is all, if you don't agree with us, we're just going to take. And this is our first spot, and we're just going to keep taking spots in the country until we take over and overthrow the government. And I think that this, taking guns away from a cartoon character, and I've heard it called the sissification of America. That's why the government hasn't stepped in to do anything, because it's been progressively, since we were kids, growing up, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And finally somebody on that other side is like, you know what? The government doesn't actually do anything when we do this stuff. I mean, this isn't the first time we've had crazy protests. This isn't the first time that we've had, rioting and looting and all that stuff going on. And it's also not the first time that the police were ordered to stand down or didn't do their jobs. And it wasn't that it's not that they didn't want to do their jobs, it was orders from up top. And, when you're faced with that type of a situation, I think that when you're on the other side of that, you're like, they're not doing anything. Let's see how far we can go. Yeah. So all that's tied in with all of that. It's all a big mess. And the bottom line is, every one of these people need to be introduced to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the underlying problem.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to a clip from, I don't know if you know Vadi Bachman.
No.
He's a African American preacher, and I have respect for him. But he was preaching a sermon, and he said, I'm going to say some things you don't want to hear. He said, racial issues is not biblical, because the Bible only deals with one race, and that's the human race. We're all part of the same race.
Came from two people.
He's like, and if you want to get scientific, this is him, so don't come at me, go at Vadi Bachman. He can handle himself. He said, if you want to get scientific, he's like, there's not even multiple colors. We all just have different amounts of melatonin, so we're all shades of the same color.
Yep. It's true.
And,
I think it was some of the videos put out by the Answers in Genesis people. If you guys know who Ken Ham is, and the Creation Museum, and the big ark that got built in Kentucky. They have a YouTube channel, and I believe it was on there that I saw they kind of talked about genetics and how all that works, and how we could come from two people and have all these variances. And essentially it was just, there's so many variances within the gene pool, and as these people were born, they would move to different places on Earth to basically deal with climate. And it was the same thing with the animals and everything else. Like, I think the example they used were dogs, and they were like, hey, if you take a dog and go way north where it's cold, the ones that have short hair are going to die off, and the ones that have long hair are going to stay there, and they're going to interbreed, and then you're going to have a bunch of dogs up there that are mainly have long hair. Well, I think it's the same thing with human beings. If you look like me, you're probably going to go where it's colder, because I can't handle the sun the same way some other people could. And so even if we were well dispersed at one point before there was air conditioning and climate control buildings and whatever else, you're going to end up with people groups. It's one race, but people groups that just kind of spread out into different areas because that's where you were most comfortable. So it's a real simple thing, but it comes down to one race, the human race. And I would think that if there were different races, we wouldn't be able to interbreed.
Yeah.
No,
that's what it comes down to.
I think it's really a simple
You're right.
The
answer is Jesus.
Yeah, and that's the answer to everything right there. So you're gonna have to pray today on this one. I don't do that, but publicly.
Okay.
We're gonna have to have a different conversation.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a break.
creepy.
Church in the Dark, hosted by me.
Now, Jacob, that sounds like something completely different than what it is. You have to be careful when you have in the dark.
Church in the Dark. Sounds better when you speak up and stuff like that, but if I go Church in the Dark, it's different. Okay.
You're misleading people.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Church in the Dark. Tuesdays, 8:30. 8:30. We had a fantastic episode this past week. I believe we're currently rolling up on 330 views on Facebook on this just last episode alone.
That is fantastic.
That's good stuff. My sister and my nephew were on, and we played some hide and seek, and it was great. It's a good time just to be able to have fun, take your mind away from everything, and just enjoy to sit down and watch some people just enjoy just playing hide and seek and random things. It was good stuff. We plan on doing it again. I believe Steve is coming to this next episode.
I believe so.
And so I need some redemption against Steve.
Well, I didn't do that good finding you. I mean, what was it, like 30 minutes? A little over 30 minutes?
I think it was probably a little less. But
was it a little less than 30 minutes?
But it wasn't too bad. But
we definitely found out it works better when Jacob's the one searching, though. Because when he's hiding, it's 30 minutes of him going, I think I hear something.
Yeah.
Let me turn the light.
Steve might be here. It's definitely better than me searching for people. So, and it seems like everybody's enjoying it. It's good. We're getting a lot of shares and likes, so keep that coming.
Jacob Thompson on Facebook.
Jacob Thompson on Facebook. Tuesdays, 8:30.
Yep. Church in the Dark.
Church in the Dark.
I need to wrap this thing up. I got some ice cream sitting at the house waiting on me.
Hopefully in the freezer.
It's sitting out.
Then you have milk waiting on you when you get home.
No, it's in the freezer, of course.
Sweet milk.
Hey, get a straw. Got to shake.
It's actually those chocolate chip cookies sandwiches.
It's milk and cookies pre-dipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm excited for that. I don't know about anybody else.
I have some keto ice cream at home.
Is it made of avocados?
No, I'm not sure what it's made of.
And lard?
I don't think we talked about you're now on keto.
Isn't that what keto is? Is like all like avocados, bacon grease, lard, like all the amazing stuff, just no carbs?
Yeah, all fats, no carbs, no sugar.
I'd love to do it, but I can't give up the bread or the tortillas.
Did Will Robertson cut his head?
Yes, he did.
What?
The Duck Commander.
Really?
Have you not seen that? It was hilarious. He has a whole thing online where he goes and gets the haircut, and then he didn't tell anyone he's doing it. And then he walked in to this restaurant and his wife was there. Didn't recognize him at all.
Does he still have the beard?
Yeah, he has the beard.
He has some sort of beard. It's definitely shaped up and
it's just a shaped beard and short hair. No one.
You want to look young, man. I guess
that's a problem.
Why?
Willie, why?
Why? Me and Willie thinking alike, shaping things up. It gets hot outside.
I mean, they're in Louisiana, so I think it gets a lot warmer down there.
Yeah, it does.
Can't imagine.
But, just to bring it back to our last segment, our society has lost its mind. When you go around thinking defund whole police departments, get rid of the whole police departments is a good idea. Like, I need to see a backup plan first or something,
When the same people want to get rid of, like, citizens and their Second Amendment rights, too. So then what?
But, I mean, you need the police. But it's just it's the generation of kids raising up. We used to have a lot of kids that come to the church. And, when you started picking up when they were younger, they had a taught distrust of the police. And I'm like, no, police are good people.
It's definitely a cultural thing. I grew up in a household where the police were frowned upon. And it wasn't because the police were bad people or anything like that. We were taught to trust the police, not to trust the police or anything like that, but we were taught to like maybe avoid the police at any cost. We didn't give they didn't give us a reason or anything like that, but it was the culture I was surrounded with, and how I grew up with my family and things like that, and what was going on amongst the family, and it gets to a more serious note and things like that. I'm set. I work with kids, and I could tell you every political view of every single one of their parents and what they believe and how they believe it and what they are taught. Today we had a young man, kindergarten, and he was talking about how he wants to hang out with some of the staff after school, after program and stuff like that. Obviously we can't do that or anything like that, but he was naming staff. And he's a little African American kid, and he named the 2 African American staff. He goes, I can't hang out with anybody else. and it's nothing, against him or not even his mom, his family or anything like that. It was the fact that came out of his mouth. Yeah. He says, my mom's Mexican, but I'm not. He's automatically African American, right. And that's what he portrays, and that's what he's taught. And he's kindergarten, and he's already has a bias, to me, and to all the other staff there that happen to not be African American and things like that. Of course, is that going to change the way I feel about that kid? No, absolutely not. He doesn't know better.
Right.
He doesn't know, but what I can do is show him and love that kid as much as possible in the next 9 weeks that I have with him, and show him that even though I am Caucasian, he was shocked and dumbfounded the fact that my dad, has some Hispanic heritage in him. Right. And he goes, what? He's not used to seeing that. He's not being taught that. But we get to a point in our lives where kids need to be taught these type of things and needs to be taught, okay. You see all these memes and things like racism's not just, you're not born racist. You're taught racist. Yeah. You're taught that as a young child. You're taught how to treat other people and the way they look. Right. Things like that. It's very simple. It comes from social class or anything like that. I was poor when I was growing up. I did not know how to act in a fancy place or anything like that. I was not taught that. Right. But as I got older, I learned the best I can how to act amongst them kind of people and things like that. It's the same aspect. Right. And how that works. If we do not teach our kids how to act in public or act around other people, it's going to fall apart. And that's where it comes from. I always tell my kids, I go, I know your parents taught you better than that, and things like that. But sometimes parents don't teach their kids better than that.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but on that same subject, when I was growing up, I don't think our ethnicity ever came up. We were just American. It wasn't until I got to group setting school that, that I'd go home and ask the questions like, what is our heritage? Where, because we learned about, the history of America and how it was founded and, that, it was kind of an unknown area, and then all these people, and then, find out, my dad acts like it's cool. He's like, oh, you're, Viking blood or whatever, Yeah. But it was a more of a fun type thing at that point. It wasn't.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, like, oh, cool. I had horns on my helmet or whatever, and when an ancestor that did that, it was never brought up otherwise. Like, until I asked the question, it was like, no, you're just an American boy, and anybody else that you're around are American people, and you just treat everybody the same. Well, was just kind of like the general, consensus
I
of it.
grew up where I was the only, sometimes me and the teacher in the classroom were the only white people around, right. and things like that. And so that was comfort for me, and just the way I grew up, and things like. So when I started going to church, and I go to church camp and things like that, I was like, too many white people. But it's just because you get familiar with your culture and what you're around,
Sure.
and things like that. But it comes down to the fact that you need to have your kids socialize with other social groups, socialize with kids of other races, genders, and things like that, so they know how to act
If possible.
in public.
I agree, if
Yeah.
possible. But like where I grew up, there was nobody. It was just
Right.
a whole neighborhood full of white people. So
Yeah.
what do you do? And if you're in that situation, it's not like it was done on purpose. It was like that's the house they could afford and the area they kind of wanted to be in. And
Of course, you can't go around asking, can my kid hang out with your kid?
right,
Why?
I think I think that and I'm not going to claim that I can solve all racial issues or whatever that is going on, but I think that a big step toward smoothing it out would be just, instead of everybody hyphenating, just identify as American. And if everybody identified as American and we all had that,
We all check other right in American.
yeah, we're just American. Like, why in the world do you need to know what my ethnicity is? By the way, the U.S. government thinks I'm a Pacific Islander. On every questionnaire, every one of them, I click that.
Well, now the secret's out.
Is that fraud?
I don't know. I don't care. Census Bureau comes around, Pacific Islander.
Asian.
You gotta get a knock at your door. Is Mr. Pearson home? This is he? No, we're looking for a Pacific Islander.
Yes. But I don't know. I really do. Maybe it's just my upbringing and the way that I grew up. Like you say, till I got to school, I didn't know even to ask the question. And I just kind of think that, like, if we start at the general how you identify yourself and get rid of the division at that basic point, like, what kind of, like, if you're coming at me and you're like, oh, I'm a hyphenated American, and to me, it's like you almost have an attitude about it. And I'm just like, hey, I'm just a dude that's American, like, why can't everybody just be like, I'm an American person? Like, how much would that just smooth out over?
It would.
Just a thought. I don't know.
As easy as it for us to say it, it's just not that simple.
Right. It's not at all.
And so everybody who's watching or listening, we understand that it's not that simple.
So should I start identifying as a Viking American?
Sure.
Okay. Viking American, guys.
Yeah.
From now on.
But
I don't think you're getting a protest march over that one.
Well, it'd have to be sailing, protest sailing, swords. Sorry.
But no, it's just,
you can take over Hawaii.
it's sad. It's just sad because Jesus is a unifying presence.
Oh yeah.
He wants to bring us together. He wants, he's the solution to all the problems in our world, all the problems in America, all the racial problems. The answer is Jesus. Jesus wasn't white, he wasn't black, he was Middle Eastern.
Right.
But he's the answer.
Wasn't that a thing with, like, I've heard a lot of preaching in my lifetime, and you bring that up, and I automatically think about him speaking to that woman at the well, and wasn't like an underlying thing in that, like a cultural issue?
Yeah.
Like, wasn't she Sumerian or something, and they were culturally doing this or whatever?
Well, we've been watching Chosen on Wednesday nights.
fantastic.
And it's a great TV show. And the last episode is the woman at the well. And
You guys are preachers, so I'm just bringing that up and letting you run
you're
with it.
exactly right.
Well, it's perfect. It's a perfect example of what we're going through today.
And it's, the whole thing is Samaria was the nation of Israel, its capital, after they split off from Judah.
Right.
Way back when Solomon's son was an idiot and they split off and made two nations, Israel and Judah. And ever since then, the people of Judah didn't like them. And so they have a common ancestry. I mean, she was drinking from Jacob's well that Jacob had dug, but the Jews still wouldn't go to Samaria. They'd go around Samaria when they're going back to Jerusalem and all that. And Jesus said, no, we're going to go there. I have someone there I need to meet, because he came to bring all people to him.
Right.
And all this division comes from our adversary, the devil, because he likes to sow division amongst us. He likes us fighting. He likes us bickering with one another, butting heads and all that, because every human being was created in the image of God. And so Satan likes to throw a wrench in that and get us fighting each other. To him, it's all these images of God fighting each other, putting a black eye in his mind on the image of God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sad.
Well, on a lighter note, my grandmother, she's close to 89 years old. It was either last year or the year before she did the DNA thing. And she was
Ancestry.
the Ancestry.com thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if it was 1% or if it was like a 0.1 something or other percent Nigerian.
Nice.
And I don't know how that translates to me, but
Claim it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, one race, just...
Well,
I mean, it's true.
are we any of us pure anything?
No.
No. Kelly's mom bought me and Kelly as part of our Christmas presents those tests. And she's like, have you done it yet? I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. She went, why not? I said, I might want to commit a murder and get away with it in the future. So I'm not putting my DNA out there.
You can't now.
Well, I just don't want to be framed for murder by the government, so I'm not going to put my... I'm not doing it either.
And I said, and what got me, and it makes perfect sense in my head, because she's done it, her husband, my father-in-law's done it, but yet they still bought one for their daughters. Shouldn't you know their DNA background and makeup?
I mean, you'd think.
You'd think.
I don't know.
Never.
Do they listen to us?
I don't know. I think my mom did it. She's found a lot of family members that we were unaware.
Well, see,
that they were, you know what I mean?
Just I'm very intrigued by my ancestry, mainly for the simple fact that my dad has no idea what ethnicity or what he is, because he's adopted.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Who knows? And if you've seen my dad and things like that, you could look at him and be like, I don't know if I know. By just looking at him.
Yeah.
He could be Italian, because he kind of looks like Mario.
Yeah.
Mexican. He could be Mexican.
Yeah. Native American.
So bottom line...
He once told me that, because he's a welder, that he would go in to fill out an application for a job, peek around the front desk, look in the back to see exactly who they needed race-wise, and that was going to be the one he checked.
Oh, man. So bottom line, he has tons of options for Halloween.
Yeah, sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got one thing I can be.
A Viking.
Viking or hobo. I guess two.
Thor?
He's a Viking.
He's more than a Viking.
Come on.
Well, once the hair's back.
Yeah. Maybe next week we'll talk about the MCU. Yeah, because I got
I'm
some
down.
questions
I'm
about
down.
that. Cause
I got to get caught up. I still haven't seen Endgame.
Shut up.
I know.
It's on Disney Plus.
I know. I have that.
Not a sponsor.
No, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
I just have never gotten around to it. Plus,
I mean, it's so good.
I
I say that because Black Panther is getting a lot of hype right now for the second one coming out.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that people are saying, like Beyonce is going to be in it, and that's going to be the introduction of X-Men, and it's in that movie.
Oh, right on.
I could be wrong.
So they're going to redo the X-Men.
Yeah, because
The original ones are kind of
Yeah, well, they have no.
because Disney has ownership of X-Men now.
nice.
Because it was Fox that was doing the X-Men.
Right.
Fox? Yeah,
Yeah.
Fox. And Disney bought Fox, so they have the X-Men now.
So Disney owns everything except for Spider-Man.
Sony's holding on.
And poor Tom Holland. Has there ever been a movie star that's more like mistreated stepchild in him. Oh, my parents are fighting.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't you just get along?
well, and
I remember that. It was funny.
But also, like, he's now like linked to possibly play in the new Atlantis movie as the main character in Atlantis, which I'm totally down for that.
All right.
I could be just spitting nothing but nonsense.
These are internet rumors that
Yes.
you've run across. I mean,
Yeah.
it's valid to bring them
it's
up. If it doesn't
nonsense.
come to pass, then
I mean, if Beyonce is going to play Storm, she is. You heard it first.
how could they? I mean, isn't that Halle Berry's role?
Not anymore. They're redoing it.
Wow.
Everything. I think the only thing they probably would want to bring from the old movies is try to bring back what's his name to play Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they would do that.
He is Wolverine.
He is.
I mean, I think he owns it. I think he bought and owns that character. I think he did. I really
no,
do.
last time I heard he bought a circus.
Really?
This
Oh, that
is
was
the
that
greatest
weird
show.
movie.
Which was also a surprisingly good movie.
Was it?
It was.
I can't
my
get past
wife,
musicals.
My wife begged me to go see it. She wanted to go see it, and I was like, "Fine, we'll go see The Greatest Showman." And this is when you could still go to theaters.
Yeah.
And so we went.
You remember then, right?
Yeah. We went and we were watching The Greatest Showman. And I think we even had to sit pretty close, and I hate sitting close, but like it encapsulated me. I'm like, this is wonderful.
And then he made me watch it.
And Jacob liked it.
I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. And I sat there and I tried my best to hate it. And I'm like, why is this so fascinating?
I don't remember who it was. It may have been Cassie brought it home and turned it on back when it first hit Redbox or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was like the opening scene, and then they start singing for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And I just got up and walked out of the room. Just like, nope.
Nah, my beard's not going to let me listen to
I
this.
can't do this.
I would like to stay, but my beard's dragging me away, Cassie.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
It got me, and it got me good.
It's a good movie.
I don't know. It was the same with that. Was it Sweeney Todd
See, and I never watched it.
with
That was a weird
Johnny
movie.
Depp?
That was weird.
It was a musical.
Jacob's never watched Top Gun.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Shut your mouth.
There it is. There it is. You heard it here, folks. Don't watch a Tom Cruise movie.
The only movies with Tom Cruise in them that I like at all:
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible and Jack Reacher. The two Jack Reacher movies are fantastic. Otherwise, I can't do Tom Cruise.
I like Top Gun.
I mean, that's good. So many people like that movie. I love the soundtrack.
It's a great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
Highway to the danger zone.
There you go.
Kenny Loggins, bro. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
that was-
Nothing is better.
That was too good. We'll probably have to pay to use that.
Yeah. But I went over to AJ's house to watch Top Gun. And we made it halfway through, and I left. I don't know what happened. I think it just got late. But
Your beard grabbed onto you and said, "Time to go."
We did not make it halfway through.
less than halfway through.
You wouldn't have left if we made it halfway through.
I don't know. I didn't like it. Everybody's so excited for the remake, and I'm like, I'm more excited for
Didn't they already make it?
No.
No, I think they're in the. I think it
Well,
got
it's-
made, but I think it's probably sitting there on the shelf waiting for coronavirus to be over
Well,
Yeah.
not
before
gonna
they release it. But
It's never leaving. Because people.
I want to see Mulan.
yeah, I could get down on that. I did enjoy the first one though.
But there's going to be no music, so it's right up your alley,
And no dragon.
which is not right up our alley. Hey, so, hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Sure.
Thank you guys for joining us. Break the fourth wall.
You're a dork.
I'm on someone today, man. This is my extra special coffee.
Good coffee. After work, slap happy, tired.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm gonna go home and get some ice cream. All right. Well, that was episode 5. 3 Men with Beards. Thank you guys. We forgot to pray, but we got literally like 5 seconds. So,
Dear Jesus, heal our nation. Amen.
amen.
Hey, that's good.